Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of his ship, the UN's Endeavour. He looked out at the stars through the big window in front of him. The stars looked the same as they always did, but Jake knew things were different now. Very different. Jake had been a ship captain for 15 years. He had seen many things in space. He had met aliens from dozens of different worlds. Some were friendly, some were not. But all of them looked down on humans like they were children. "Captain, we are getting a message from Earth," said Dr. Lisa Carter. She was the ship's doctor and scientist. She studied alien life forms. Lisa had short brown hair and kind eyes, but today she looked worried. "Put it on the main screen," Jake said. The screen lit up. Admiral Kate Sullivan appeared. She was the head of Earth's Space Forces. Her face was hard and angry. Jake had never seen her look like this before. "All human ships, listen carefully," Admiral Sullivan said. "The Korthic Empire has attacked New Eden. The attack happened 3 hours ago. 3 million people are dead." Jake felt his stomach drop. New Eden was a farming world. Families lived there. Children played in the fields. Old people sat on their porches watching the sunset. It was a peaceful place. "The Korthic used their big ships," Admiral Sullivan continued. "They did not just attack the military bases. They attacked the farms. They attacked the schools. They attacked the hospitals. They killed everyone they could find." Dr. Carter put her hand over her mouth. Commander Ben Hughes, who was standing next to Jake, made a fist with his hands. Ben was the ship's diplomat. He had spent years trying to make peace with alien races. Now his face was red with anger. "We have proof of what happened," Admiral Sullivan said. "We have recordings. We have witnesses. We will take this to the Galactic Council. The Korthic must pay for what they did." The message ended. The bridge was quiet. Jake could hear the soft hum of the ship's engines. He could hear Dr. Carter breathing quickly. He could hear Ben's teeth grinding together. "Captain," Dr. Carter said softly, "my sister lived on New Eden. She had 2 children. Jake looked at her. "I'm sorry, Lisa. The Korthic have been raiding human worlds for 20 years, Ben said. "Every time we complain to the Council, they do nothing. They make excuses. They say it's complicated." Jake nodded. He remembered all the meetings, all the reports, all the promises that never came true. The Galactic Council was made up of 12 different alien races. They had been ruling space for thousands of years. Humans had only been members for 200 years. The Council treated humans like they were too young to matter. "Set course for the Council Station," Jake said. "We're going to hear what they have to say this time." The trip to the Council Station took 3 days. During that time, more reports came in. The attack on New Eden was worse than anyone thought. The Korthic had not just killed people. They had burned the crops. They had poisoned the water. They had destroyed everything that made the planet livable. When they arrived at the Council Station, Jake saw hundreds of ships. Some belonged to humans. Others belonged to the different alien races. The station itself was huge. It was built like a giant wheel spinning in space. The Council met in the center of the wheel. Jake, Dr. Carter, and Ben took a shuttle to the station. They walked through long halls filled with aliens. There were the tall, thin Zephyrians with their crystal bodies. There were the 4-armed Kelthans with their blue skin. There were the floating Vortex, who never touched the ground. All of them looked at the humans with the same expression. They looked at them like they were looking at insects. The council chamber was a big round room with seats going up like steps. At the bottom was a stage where people could speak. Admiral Sullivan was already there. She was standing at a table with piles of papers and data. Tablets. Council Speaker Vexthal sat in the highest seat. He was a Zephyrian made of living crystal. that changed colors when he talked. His voice sounded like breaking glass. The human delegation may present their complaint, Vexthul said. Admiral Sullivan stepped forward. Honorable Council members, the Korthic Empire has committed genocide against the human colony of New Eden. 3 million innocent people are dead. We have proof of this attack. We demand justice. She showed the recordings. The council members watched ships firing on farms. They watched buildings burn. They watched people running for their lives. When the recordings ended, the chamber was quiet. Then Council Speaker Vexthul spoke. The Korthic representative may respond. A huge creature walked onto the stage. It was General Thrak of the Korthic Empire. He was 10 feet tall, with thick armor covering his body. His voice was deep and scary. The Korthic Empire was protecting its territory, General Thrak said. The human colony was built too close to our space. We gave them many warnings. They did not listen. We did what we had to do. You murdered 3 million people. Admiral Sullivan shouted. We removed a threat, General Thrak replied. This is how things work in space. The strong survive. The weak do not. Jake felt his hands shake with anger. Around the chamber, other humans were standing up. They were shouting. They were demanding justice. Council. Speaker Vexthul raised his hand. The chamber became quiet. The council will study this matter, he said. We will form a committee. We will investigate. We will make a decision in due time. How long? Admiral Sullivan asked. These things take time, Vexthul replied. Young species must learn patience. The council has been making decisions for thousands of years. We know what is best. Jake watched Admiral Sullivan's face. Her hands were shaking. Her eyes were full of rage. But she just nodded. We understand, she said quietly. That night, Jake met with Admiral Sullivan in her private quarters on the station. Dr. Carter and Ben were there too. So were captains from other human ships. They're not going to do anything, Admiral Sullivan said. Just like always. They'll make a committee. They'll write reports. They'll wait until everyone forgets. So what do we do? Asked Captain Roy. Davis from the UNS Liberty. Admiral Sullivan looked at each of them. We stop asking for permission, she said. We stop begging for help. We stop pretending that we need them. She pulled out a special communication device. I'm sending a message to every human commander in the galaxy. Protocol 7 is now active. Jake had heard of Protocol 7. It was a rumor. A story. He never thought it was real. What is Protocol 7? Dr. Carter asked. Admiral Sullivan smiled, but it was not a happy smile. It's the day we stop being patient, she said. It's the day we remind the galaxy what happens when you push humans too far. The next morning, Jake got his orders. The Endeavor was to return to human space immediately. All human ships were being recalled. All human colonies were being evacuated. All human scientists were being pulled from joint projects. As Jake's ship left the council station, he looked back at the spinning wheel. He thought about all the years humans had tried to fit in. All the years they had been polite and patient and hopeful. Those years were over now. The galaxy was about to learn something new about humans. They were about to learn that patience was not weakness. It was preparation. And humans had been preparing for a very long time. The first thing the galaxy noticed was the quiet. For 200 years, humans had been everywhere in space. They worked on alien ships. They traded with alien merchants. They studied in alien schools. They sent messages every day to their alien friends and partners. Then, in one day, all of that stopped. Dr. Ryan Parker sat in his laboratory deep inside an asteroid. The asteroid was hidden in the belt between Mars and Jupiter. Nobody knew it was there except humans. Dr. Parker had been working there for 10 years, along with 50 other scientists. All communication with alien worlds has stopped, said Dr. Jenny Clark, his assistant. Every human ship, every human colony, every human research station, they're all silent. Dr. Parker nodded. He had been waiting for this day. How long before? The aliens notice? Some already have. The Zephyrians are trying to contact the human trade stations. The Kelthans are asking where their human workers went. The Vortex are confused about why their human scientists stopped answering messages. Dr. Parker looked around his lab. For 10 years, he and his team had been working on a secret project. They had been taking apart alien technology piece by piece. They had been learning how it worked. Then they had been building better versions. The galaxy thought humans were good at copying alien technology. They thought humans were fast learners. They had no idea that humans had been improving. Everything they touched. Show me the weapon tests. Dr. Parker, said Dr. Clark, pressed some buttons on her computer. A screen showed a video of space. In the video, a small alien ship was flying through an asteroid field. It was a Korthik scout ship, the same kind that had attacked New Eden. Suddenly, the ship stopped moving. Its engines turned off. Its weapons stopped working. Its lights went out. The ship just floated in space like a dead rock. The neural disruptor worked perfectly, Dr. Clark said. The ship's computer brain was turned off, but the life support systems kept working. The crew was not hurt. Dr. Parker smiled. Good. We don't want to kill them. We just want to stop them. This had been humanity's secret for 200 years. While they appeared weak and dependent, they had been learning. Every alien technology they saw, they studied. Every alien weakness they found, they remembered. The galaxy had taught humans many things. They had taught them about faster-than-light travel. They had taught them about energy weapons. They had taught them about artificial intelligence. But the galaxy had made one big mistake. They had taught humans while thinking humans were too stupid to improve what they learned. Captain Alex Stone was on the hidden world of Sanctuary. It was a planet in a star system that did not appear on any galactic maps. Humans had been building there for 50 years. The planet was covered with factories and research centers and military bases. Sir, we have a problem, said Lieutenant Carol Brown, walking into the command center. The Korthik Empire has sent raiders toward the human colony of Riverside. Captain Stone looked at the star map. Riverside was a mining colony with 50,000 people. Have they evacuated? Yes, sir. The colony is empty, but the Korthik don't know that. Perfect. Let's give them a surprise. Captain Stone had been a soldier for 20 years. He had fought in small wars between human colonies and alien raiders. He had watched humans run away from fights they could not win. He had seen human families cry when their homes were destroyed. Today was different. Today, humans were not running. The Korthak raiding fleet was 12 ships strong. They were big, powerful warships designed to destroy human colonies quickly. Their leader was Commander Garak, a veteran raider who had attacked human worlds many times. There is the human colony, Commander Garak said to his crew. We will destroy it quickly and take whatever we want. The Korthik ships approached Riverside. They expected to see a busy mining colony with ships flying around and people working. Instead, they found empty buildings and quiet streets. Where are the humans? Asked one of Garak's officers. They must be hiding, Garak replied. It does not matter. We will destroy their buildings anyway. The Korthik ships moved closer. They charged their weapons. They prepared to fire. That's when the defense system activated. The humans had left. Behind more than empty buildings. They had left behind a network of hidden sensors and automated weapons. But these were not normal weapons. These were weapons that the galaxy had never seen before. The first Korthik ship suddenly stopped working. Its engines died. Its weapons turned off. Its shields disappeared. The ship just floated in space, completely helpless. What happened? Commander Garak shouted. Before anyone could answer, the second ship stopped working. Then the third. Then the fourth. Within 10 minutes, the entire Korthic fleet was floating helplessly in space. Our computers are dead, reported one officer. Our weapons are gone. Our engines will not start. Commander Garak tried to call for help, but his communication systems were also dead. The only thing that still worked was life support. The Korthic raiders were alive, but they were trapped in their own ships. Then they heard a voice on the emergency channel. It was a human voice, speaking in perfect Korthic language. Attention Korthic raiders. You have entered human space with hostile intent. Your ships have been disabled. Your weapons have been neutralized. You are not hurt, but you cannot move. Who are you? Commander Garak demanded. We are humans. We are the species you thought was weak. We are the species you thought you could kill without consequences. This is impossible, Garak shouted. Your technology is inferior. Your ships are small. Your weapons are weak. The human voice was calm and patient. You are correct. Our old technology was inferior. Our old ships were small. Our old weapons were weak. But we have been busy while you are not paying attention. Small human ships appeared around the disabled Korthic fleet. They were sleek and fast, nothing like the clunky human ships the Korthic remembered. You will be taken to the edge of human space, the voice continued. You will be given working engines and basic life support. You will leave and never return. If you come back, we will not be so kind. Commander Garak watched in shock as his ships were towed away by the small human vessels. His mighty fleet, which had destroyed dozens of human colonies, was being treated like broken toys. This is not over, he said quietly. But deep down, he knew it was. Back on Sanctuary, Captain Stone watched the report with satisfaction. The Korthak raid had been stopped without firing a single shot. No one had been killed. No property had been destroyed. The raiders had simply been made helpless and sent away. Sir, said Lieutenant Brown, we're getting reports from across the galaxy. Every human ship, every human colony, every human research station has gone silent. The aliens are starting to panic. Captain Stone nodded. Good, let them panic. For 200 years, we've been the ones who were afraid. Now it's their turn. The galaxy was beginning to understand that something had changed. The humans were no longer asking for permission. They were no longer begging for help. They were no longer afraid. In the Zephyrian capital, Council Speaker Vexthal received reports. From across the galaxy, human traders had stopped coming to alien worlds. Human scientists had stopped working on joint projects. Human diplomats had stopped attending meetings. What do the humans want? Vexthal asked his advisors. We don't. No, replied his aide. They are not answering our messages. They are not explaining their actions. They are just gone. Vexthal's crystal body flickered with worry. The Zephyrians had depended on human medical technology for decades. Human doctors had cured diseases that had plagued the crystal beings for centuries. Without human help, thousands of Zephyrians would die. Try to contact them again, Vexthal ordered, but the humans were not taking calls. They were not answering messages. They were not explaining themselves. They were simply gone. And for the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy was afraid of what might happen next. The silence was just the beginning. The galaxy was about to learn that when humans stopped talking, it meant they were preparing to act. And when humans acted, the galaxy would never be the same. 6 months had passed since the humans went silent. The galaxy was falling apart. Captain Nenia Walsh sat in her office on the hidden station called Deep Watch. The station was built inside a dead comet, invisible to alien sensors. From here, she could watch the entire galaxy without being seen. "Show me the reports," she told her assistant, Lieutenant Don Cooper. Lieutenant Cooper pressed buttons on his computer. Numbers appeared on the screen. "The Kelphans are running out of food. There. Crops are failing without human farming techniques. The Vortex cannot fix their power plants without human engineers. The Zephyrians are dying from crystal rot because they don't have human medicine." Captain Walsh nodded. She had expected this. For 200 years, humans had been helping alien races solve their problems. The aliens had thought they were doing humans a favor by letting them help. They never realized they had become dependent on human knowledge. "What about the economy?" Walsh asked. "Trade between alien worlds has dropped by 60%. The Kelphans cannot transport goods without human-designed engines. The Vortex cannot communicate across long distances without human-built relay stations. The whole galactic economy is based on human innovations." Captain Walsh smiled. This was exactly what the humans had planned. While the aliens thought they were teaching humans about technology, humans had been quietly improving everything they touched. Now the galaxy was running on human ideas, and the humans were gone. "Sir, we have a priority message from Admiral Sullivan." Lieutenant Cooper said. Admiral Sullivan's face appeared on the screen. She was on Earth, in the secret command center under the city of Denver. Behind her, hundreds of people worked at computers and communication stations. "Nina, it's time for the next phase," Admiral Sullivan said. "We need to show the galaxy what we've really been doing for the past 200 years. "Understood, Admiral." "What are my orders?" "Release the archive. Let them see what we know about them." Captain Walsh felt a chill run down her spine. The archive was humanity's greatest secret. For 200 years, every human who had worked with aliens had been sending reports back to Earth. Every alien weakness, every alien fear, every alien secret had been recorded and studied. The galaxy thought humans were naive and trusting. They had no idea that humans had been watching them, learning about them, and preparing for this day. "All stations, this is Captain Walsh," she announced over the communication system. "Begin Operation Revelation. Show them what we know." Across the galaxy, hidden human transmitters came to life. They broadcast on every frequency that alien races used. They sent messages to every alien government, every alien news service, every alien military base. The messages were simple. They contained information about each alien race that only their closest allies should know. Secret information. Embarrassing information. Dangerous information. On the Zephyrian homeworld, the crystal beings discovered that humans knew about their weakness to sound waves. The humans had recordings of the exact frequencies that could shatter Zephyrian bodies. They had maps of every Zephyrian military base. They had copies of every secret government document. The Zephyrians panicked. How did humans know these things? How long had they been watching? On the Kelphan homeworld, the four-armed aliens found out that humans knew about their genetic diseases. The humans had detailed medical files on every important Kelphan leader. They knew which medicines would save Kelphan lives and which would kill them. The Kelphans were terrified. The humans could poison their water supply or cure their incurable diseases. They could save the Kelphan race or destroy it completely. On the Vortec homeworld, the floating aliens discovered that humans understood their energy-based biology better than they understood it themselves. The humans had learned how to disrupt Vortec energy fields. They could make Vortex solid or make them disappear entirely. The Vortex were horrified. They had always thought their energy forms made them superior to solid beings. Now they learned that humans could control their very existence. But the most shocking revelation was about the Korthic Empire. The humans had been studying the Korthik. For decades, they knew every weakness in Korthik armor. They knew every flaw in Korthik weapons. They knew every secret about Korthik biology. The humans revealed that Korthik warriors were actually very fragile under their armor. They needed special chemicals to stay strong. Without these chemicals, they became as weak as children. The humans had been secretly replacing these chemicals with harmless substitutes. For months, Korthik warriors had been getting weaker and weaker without knowing why. General Thrak, Korthik leader who had destroyed New Eden, found out that his own strength was failing. The humans had been poisoning him slowly, not enough to kill him, but enough to make him helpless. "This is impossible," General Thrak said to his doctors. "How do the humans know our biology so well?" His doctors had no answer. They had never imagined that humans could be so clever and so patient. But the revelations were just beginning. Dr. Paul Turner was the head of the Human Intelligence Service. He worked from a secret base on the moon, where he had been collecting alien secrets for 30 years. He was a quiet man with gray hair and kind eyes, but he was also the most dangerous spy in the galaxy. "Sir," said his assistant, Officer Kate Davis, "the alien governments are demanding to know how we got this information." Dr. Turner smiled. "Tell them the truth. Tell them we've been paying attention." The truth was simple but shocking. Every human who had worked with aliens had been trained to observe and remember. Every human diplomat had been a spy. Every human scientist had been an intelligence agent. Every human trader had been gathering information. The aliens had thought humans were friendly and open. They had shared their secrets freely, thinking humans were too simple to understand what they were hearing. They were wrong. Commander Bill Rogers was in charge of the human spy network. He had agents on every alien world, in every alien government, in every alien military force. Most of these agents were not even human. They were aliens who had been recruited years ago. "Sir, we have a problem," said his communication officer, Sergeant Mary Johnson. "The Zephyrians are demanding to meet with human leaders. They want to negotiate." Commander Rogers laughed. "After 6 months of silence, now they want to talk? Tell them we're busy." The alien governments were desperate. Their economies were collapsing. Their people were dying. Their militaries were weakening. They needed human help, but the humans were not answering their calls. Council Speaker Vex Sto called an emergency meeting of the Galactic Council. Representatives from all 12 alien races gathered at the council station. They were all scared and confused. "We must contact the humans," Maxthel said. "We must make them return to their duties." "What duties?" asked the Kelthan representative. "We never gave them any duties. We just let them help us." "They were our junior partners," said the Vortec representative. "They were supposed to learn from us, not spy on us." "Maybe they learned too much," said the Zephyrian representative quietly. The truth was becoming clear. The humans had not been junior partners. They had been equal partners who had chosen to appear weak. They had not been learning from the aliens. They had been studying the aliens. "We need to send a message to Earth," Vexthul decided. "We need to demand that they explain themselves." The message was sent to Earth with the highest priority. It demanded that human leaders come to the council station immediately. It threatened consequences if they did not comply. The human response came 12 hours later. It was short and simple. No. That was all. Just one word. No explanation. No negotiation. No fear. The aliens were shocked. For thousands of years, nobody had said no to the Galactic Council. The Council was the supreme authority in the galaxy. What they said was law, but the humans had said no, and there was nothing the Council could do about it. That night, Admiral Sullivan made a broadcast to the entire galaxy. She appeared on every screen, every communication device, every news service. Her message was clear and calm. "People of the galaxy, she said. For 200 years, humanity has been patient. We have been helpful. We have been kind. We have asked for nothing except the right to exist in peace. She paused, letting her words sink in. That patience is over. We are no longer asking for permission to defend ourselves. We are no longer begging for help when we are attacked. We are no longer pretending that we need your approval to survive. The galaxy watched in stunned silence. We know your secrets, Admiral Sullivan continued. We know your weaknesses. We know your fears. We have been watching you for 200 years, and we remember everything. She leaned forward, looking directly into the camera. We do not want to hurt you. We do not want to conquer you. We just want you to leave us alone. If you attack our worlds, we will defend them. If you threaten our people, we will protect them. If you try to control us, we will resist you. The message ended. The galaxy was quiet for a long moment. Then, slowly, the alien races began to understand. Humanity had grown up. They were no longer the weak, dependent species that had joined the galaxy 200 years ago. They were something new, something powerful, something that remembered every insult, every attack, every moment of condescension. The galaxy had created its own worst nightmare. They had taught a patient, intelligent species to be strong. And now, the demonstration began with the Korthic Empire. They had started this war when they destroyed New Eden. Now they would be the first to learn what humanity had become. Captain Sam Rivers stood on the bridge of the UN's reckoning. His ship was alone. In space, facing the entire Korthic home fleet. 150 alien warships surrounded his single vessel, ready to destroy it. Sir, they're demanding our surrender, said his communications officer. Lieutenant Mike Brown. Captain Rivers was a tall man with gray hair and calm eyes. He had been a teacher before he became a soldier. He had spent years explaining things to children who did not want to learn. Today, he would teach the Korthic Empire a lesson they would never forget. Open a channel to the Korthic fleet, he ordered. The face of Fleet Commander Drac appeared on the screen. He was General Thrak's brother, equally large and threatening. His voice was full of anger and hatred. Human ship, you are surrounded. You have entered Korthic space without permission. Surrender now, or we will destroy you. Captain Rivers smiled politely. Commander Drac, we are here to deliver a message from the human government. We would like to demonstrate our new technology. Drac laughed. You have one ship. We have 150. What can you possibly demonstrate except your own? Death? Patience, Captain Rivers replied. We have learned to be very patient, but we have also learned other things. He turned to his crew. Beginning demonstration. Activate the reality adjusters. The reality adjusters were humanity's greatest secret. For 50 years, human scientists had been studying the basic laws of physics. They had learned how to change those laws in small areas of space. They could make things that should be impossible become possible. The first Korthic ship to experience the reality adjusters was the flagship. Suddenly, the solid metal hull became transparent. The crew could see through their own ship. They could see the stars outside. They could see each other floating in space, but they were not in space. They were still inside their ship. The ship was still there. It was just see-through now. What is happening? Commander Drac screamed. We have adjusted the reality around. Your ship, Captain Rivers explained calmly. Your hull is now permeable to light, but not to air. You can see through it, but you can still breathe. The second Korthic ship experienced something different. Its weapons turned into flowers. Beautiful, colorful flowers grew from every gun barrel, every missile tube, every energy cannon. The ship looked like a floating garden. The third ship found that its engines were now playing music. Instead of making the low rumble of powerful motors, They were playing human songs. Classical music echoed through space, coming from the ship's drive systems. One by one, each Korthic ship experienced impossible things. Some ships found that their gravity had reversed, so the crew was stuck to the ceiling. Some ships found that their computers had been replaced with fish tanks full of tropical fish. Some ships found that their weapons could only fire bubbles. None of the ships were damaged. None of the crew were hurt. But none of the ships could fight anymore. This is impossible. Commander Drac yelled, "Physics does not work this way." "Physics works however we want it to work," Captain Rivers replied. "We have learned to adjust reality itself. We can make your ships harmless, or we can make them stop existing entirely." To prove his point, one of the Korthic ships simply disappeared. It was there 1 second, gone the next. No explosion, no debris, no trace that it had ever existed. Where did it go? Drac demanded. "Nowhere," Captain Rivers said. "It still exists, but not in this reality. The crew is safe, but the ship is no longer part of our universe." The Korthic fleet was paralyzed with fear. They had never seen anything like this. Their most powerful weapons were useless against technology that could change the laws of physics. "You have a choice," Captain Rivers continued. "You can withdraw from all human space immediately and never return. Or we can start adjusting the reality around your home planets." To show what that meant, Captain Rivers targeted the Korthic homeworld. For just 1 second, he made the planet's gravity reverse. Every person on the planet felt themselves pulled toward the sky instead of toward the ground. Plants, animals, buildings, everything lifted slightly off the surface. Then the gravity returned to normal. Everyone and everything settled back down. But the message was clear. If humans could reverse gravity for 1 second, they could reverse it forever. "We surrender," Commander Drac said quietly. "We will leave human space. We will never return." "Good," Captain Rivers replied. "But first, you need to understand something. This is not a negotiation. This is not a treaty. This is a simple fact. If any Korthic ship enters human space again, it will cease to exist. If any Korthic attacks any human world, that world will be protected and the attackers will be removed from reality." He paused, making sure his words were understood. "We are not your enemies unless you make us your enemies. We do not want to rule you. We just want you to leave us alone. Can you do that?" Commander Drac nodded slowly. "Yes, we can do that." "Excellent. You may go." The Korthic fleet turned around and left human space. They never returned. Word of the demonstration spread across the galaxy faster than light. Every alien race heard about what had happened to the Korthic Empire, the most powerful military force in the galaxy had been defeated by a single human ship without a single shot being fired. On the Zephyrian homeworld, Council Speaker Vex Thul called an emergency meeting. His crystal body was flickering with fear. How is this possible? He asked his advisors. How can the humans change the laws of physics? We don't know, replied his chief scientist. Our best theories say should be impossible. But we have video recordings of what happened. We cannot deny what we saw. What do they want? Vexthal asked. They want to be left alone, said his military advisor. They are not demanding tribute. They are not claiming territory. They just want us to stop interfering with their worlds. This was confusing to the aliens. For thousands of years, when one species became powerful, they used that power to conquer other species. The strong ruled the weak. That was how the galaxy worked, but the humans were different. They had become the strongest species in the galaxy, but they were not trying to conquer anyone. They just wanted to be left alone. Dr. Carol Young was the lead scientist on the Reality Adjuster project. She worked from a secret laboratory on the hidden world of New Hope. She was a small woman with bright eyes and a gentle voice. But she had created the most powerful weapons in the galaxy. The demonstrations are having the desired effect, she told her team. Every major alien government has contacted us asking for peace treaties. What should we tell them? Asked her assistant, Dr. Frank Miller. Tell them the truth. We don't need treaties. We just need them to stay away from our worlds. The humans had learned something important about power. The greatest power was not the ability to destroy enemies. The greatest power was the ability to make enemies not want to fight. The reality adjusters could have destroyed the Korthic fleet completely. They could have made every Korthic ship explode. They could have made every Korthic warrior die. But that would have made the humans into conquerors. Instead, they had chosen to make the Korthic ships harmless. They had sent a message without killing anyone. Captain Tony Martinez commanded the patrol ship UNS Vigilant. His job was to visit alien worlds and remind them of the new reality. He was not there to threaten anyone. He was just there to be seen. Sir, we're approaching the Kelthan trading station, said his navigator, Ensign Lucy White. Take us in slowly. Captain Martinez ordered. Let them get a good look at us. The UNS Vigilant was not a large ship, but it was clearly human. Its design was sleek and advanced, unlike the older human ships the aliens remembered. When alien sensors scanned it, they found technology they could not understand. Human ship, this is Kelthan Station Control, came a nervous voice over the radio. What are your intentions? This is Captain Martinez of the UNS Vigilant, he replied calmly. We are here for a routine patrol. We will not interfere with your operations. The Kelthan station was a busy trading post where aliens from different worlds came to buy and sell goods. Before the human silence, many humans had worked here as traders and engineers. Now there were no humans on the station at all. Captain, may we ask when human traders will return? The station controller asked hopefully. That depends, Captain. Martinez replied. Are you planning to attack any human worlds? No, of course not. Are you planning to support anyone who attacks human worlds? Absolutely not. Then human traders will return when they decide it is safe. That decision is up to them, not up to me. This was the new way humans dealt with aliens. They were polite but firm. They did not make threats, but they made the situation very clear. Aliens who left humans alone would be left alone. Aliens who caused problems would face consequences. The message was spreading across the galaxy. The humans were no longer weak. They were no longer dependent. They were no longer asking for permission, but they were also not evil. They were not conquering alien worlds. They were not enslaving alien peoples. They were just making it clear that the age of pushing humans around was over. On Earth, Admiral Sullivan received reports from across the galaxy. Every alien government had sent messages asking for peace. Every alien military had pulled. 1 year after the demonstrations began, the Galactic Council called an emergency session. They were desperate to understand what humanity wanted. They were ready to give humans anything they asked for. But the human who walked into the council chamber was not Admiral Sullivan. It was not a diplomat or a scientist. It was Colonel Grace Hunter, wearing the uniform of the newly formed Terran Defense Force. Colonel Hunter was a soldier. She had fought in the border wars with alien raiders. She had seen human colonies burn. She had held dying children in her arms while alien ships flew away unpunished. She was not interested in diplomacy. Honorable council members, she said, her voice echoing through the chamber. I am here to inform you of the new reality. Council Speaker Vextel's crystal body flickered nervously. We are pleased that humanity has decided to resume diplomatic relations. We have many proposals to discuss. I'm not here to discuss proposals. Colonel Hunter replied. I'm here to tell you how things are going to work from now on." The alien representatives shifted uncomfortably in their seats. They were not used to being spoken to this way. "For 200 years, humanity tried to fit into your system," Colonel Hunter continued. "We followed your rules. We asked for your permission. We begged for your help when we were attacked. That time is over." She activated a holographic display that showed a map of the galaxy. Large sections were marked in blue. "These are the new human protection zones," she announced. "Any ship entering these areas without permission will be disabled and removed. Any attack on human worlds will result in immediate retaliation. Any threat to human citizens will be met with overwhelming force. You cannot simply claim territory," protested the Kelthan representative. "The galaxy belongs to all species." Colonel Hunter looked at him with cold eyes. "The galaxy belongs to whoever is strong enough to defend their piece of it. For 200 years, you proved you are not strong enough to defend humans. So now we defend ourselves." The map changed, showing shipping lanes and trade routes. Many of them passed through the human protection zones. "Commercial traffic is welcome in human space, but only under human rules," Colonel Hunter continued. "No weapons. No military escorts. No attempts to establish permanent bases. Trade only." "What about the Galactic Council?" asked the Vortech. "Representative, what about galactic law? What about it?" Colonel Hunter replied, "The Council had its chance to enforce law when the Korthik attacked New Eden. You chose not to act. So we no longer recognize your authority over human affairs." This was the statement that changed everything. For thousands of years, the Galactic Council had been the supreme authority in space. Every species accepted their rule. But now, humanity was saying they did not. "This is unprecedented," Vexthal said. "No species has ever withdrawn from the Council system." "No species has ever been strong enough to withdraw," Colonel Hunter corrected. "We are." To prove her point, she activated another holographic display. It showed human ships patrolling the galaxy. There were thousands of them, all equipped with reality adjusters and other advanced technologies. "We have the power to destroy any fleet in the galaxy," she said simply. "We have the power to disable any planet's technology. We have the power to cut off any world from galactic civilization. But we don't want to use that power unless we have to." The chamber was completely silent. The alien representatives were beginning to understand that the balance of power in the galaxy had shifted permanently. "What do you want from us?" Vexthal asked quietly. "Nothing," Colonel Hunter replied. "We want nothing from you except to be left alone. We will trade with species that treat us fairly. We will share technology with species that respect us. We will defend species that are attacked unjustly. But we will no longer ask for your permission to exist." She turned to face the entire council. "The age of human patience is over. We spent 200 years learning your languages, your customs, your technologies. We studied your strengths and your weaknesses. We understand you better than you understand yourselves." The holographic display changed again, showing detailed files on every species in the council. "We know how to help you and how to hurt you. We know how to cure your diseases and how to cause them. We know how to fix your problems and how to create them. We remember every kindness and every insult." She paused, letting her words sink in. "We choose to use this knowledge to build rather than destroy. But that choice depends on how you treat. Use going forward." Captain Marcus Webb commanded the UN's Guardian, the flagship of the new human space fleet. His job was to patrol the human protection zones and make sure the new rules were followed. "Sir, we have a Zephyrian merchant ship requesting passage through Sector 7, reported his communications officer, Lieutenant Sarah Jones. "What's their cargo?" "Medical supplies for the Kelthan colonies. They say it's an emergency." "Captain, Webb considered this. The Kelphans were suffering from a plague that only human medicine could cure, but they had refused to apologize for supporting the Korthic raids. Tell them they can pass, but they need a human escort, and they need to pay. The transit fee. What's the transit fee, sir? A formal apology to the families of New Eden, in writing, signed by the Kelphan government. This was how the new system worked. Humans were not cruel, but they were not forgiving either. Every species that wanted human help had to acknowledge what they had done wrong. Some alien governments refused. They said it was beneath their dignity to apologize to a younger species. These governments found that their ships could not enter human space. Their communications were blocked, and their technology mysteriously stopped working. Other governments swallowed their pride and apologized. These governments found that humans were generous partners, sharing advanced medicine and technology freely. The galaxy was learning that respect was a two-way. Dr. Helen Carter ran the new Human Technology Exchange on the space station. New Hope. Species that wanted access to human innovations had to prove they could be trusted. The Vortex are requesting gravity control technology, her assistant reported. They say they need it to save their home world from collapse. What have they offered in return? Dr. Carter asked. Full trade agreements, technology sharing, and a formal treaty of non-aggression. Not enough. What about reparations for the human workers they expelled last year? They say that was a misunderstanding. Then they can keep misunderstanding while their planet falls apart. Next request. This was perhaps the hardest lesson for the alien species to learn. Humans had long memories. They remembered every slight, every insult, every moment of unfair treatment. Forgiveness had to be earned, but humans also remembered kindness. The few alien species that had treated humans well found themselves with preferential trading status, advanced technology sharing, and protection from human fleets. The Altarians had always been fair to humans. Now their ships could travel through human space freely. The Centauri had defended human traders from pirates. Now human engineers helped build their cities. The Andromedans had shared their knowledge generously. Now humans shared theirs in return. The galaxy was dividing into two groups, those who had earned human friendship and those who had not. 5 years after the silence began, Admiral Sullivan gave her final speech as Earth's Supreme Commander. She was retiring, her job complete. My fellow humans, she said, broadcasting to every human world. When I took this position, we were considered a minor species. We were ignored, dismissed, and attacked with impunity. Today, we are the most respected and feared power in the galaxy. The camera showed her standing in the new human capital on the planet Liberty. Behind her was a monument to the 3 million people who died at New Eden. Their names were carved in black stone, a reminder of why humanity had changed. We did not achieve this through conquest or cruelty, she continued. We achieved it through patience, preparation, and the refusal to accept injustice. We studied our enemies until we understood them completely. We developed our strengths until we were unbeatable. We waited until we were ready. She turned to face the monument. We remember the dead. We remember the insults. We remember the years of being treated as inferiors. But we also remember who we chose to become when we had the power to choose. The broadcast switched to show scenes from across the galaxy. Human ships patrolling trade routes, protecting peaceful merchants from pirates. Human doctors curing diseases on alien worlds. Human engineers building clean energy systems for developing species. We chose to be protectors, not conquerors. We chose to be teachers, not tyrants. We chose to use our strength to build a better galaxy for everyone. Admiral Sullivan's final words were simple but powerful. The universe is a dangerous place. But it's less dangerous today because humanity chose to be strong enough to defend the innocent and wise enough to help those who need help. The new order was complete. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. They had not destroyed their enemies. They had not established an empire. Instead, they had done something much more powerful. They had made it clear that respect was not optional. They had proven that patience was not weakness. They had shown that the strongest species was not the one that could destroy the most, but the one that could protect the most. The galaxy would never forget the day humanity lost its patience. But more importantly, they would never forget